Hello, this is Richard Schneider with Antennas Direct, coming to you from WDBJ CBS Channel 7, where the news comes first. And we're going to take an antenna out of our trunk and try to see what a mess. If we can get WDBJ with this antenna, and we should be able to because their transmitter is only about 12 miles away. So if we can't get WDBJ Channel 7 with a ClearStream 4, well then we should just close the business down. So I'm very excited. There are lots of channels here in Roanoke, Virginia, which is the number 70 market in the United States out of 210. And we're going around the country testing television antennas to see how many channels we can get. And I know for a fact that WDBJ has 6 subchannels. So their network affiliate, leading one is CBS. So they also cover Roanoke, Lynchburg, and Galax, Virginia. So we're going to see how many channels we can get, including the gentleman behind us, these fine folks. And we're going to be doing a channel scan. Our hotel just happens to be across the parking lot from Channel 7's. So we should have an easy time, even though this is where their studios are. Their transmitters are about 12 miles down the road. So the rest of the stations in the Roanoke market are going to, from our location, are going to be between 7 and 25 miles away from this location. So we're going to do a channel scan and we're going to see how many channels we can get. And it's all part of our goal, which is to go to every market in the United States and do a channel scan and see how many channels can locals get free to air without having to pay for satellite, cable, or streaming. So we're also killing 2 birds with 1 stone because we're also on the Great Race. So we're taking the Aston Martin on the Great Race and we're keeping an antenna with us and we're doing a channel scan along the route. So tonight is Roanoke. So wish us luck. Roanoke is known for its railroad history, one of the centers of railroad industry in the 1900s. Originally known as Big Lick for its salt lick that attracted animals, Roanoke became a center for the railroad industry and grew especially after the Norfolk and Western railroads came to town. It became a center for the country of railroad activity. Antennas Direct here in Roanoke, Virginia. This is the number 70th largest television market and probably one of the neatest downtowns. Roanoke has a population of 100,000, but it has a beautiful historic downtown. I am really impressed with how clean and how well they've preserved their historic buildings. So we're going to do a channel scan. Now Roanoke shares the same market with Lynchburg, Virginia as well. So even though Roanoke has a population of 100,000, the market population between Roanoke and Lynchburg is actually around 1 million people and about 300,000 households. So we are going to do a channel scan. The channels, the TV stations are about 15 to 35 miles northwest of downtown. So we're here in downtown in Roanoke, and gosh, it's very impressive down here. They really, one thing I just learned today, they were the center of production for almost all of the steam engines that were manufactured from the 1830s all the way up until the very last one was made here in Roanoke in 1850. So this really was the hub of engineering and research and development for the railroad industry up until about the 1950s. So it's about to rain here, so we're going to head out. We're going to do a channel scan. We're going to be doing it from the airport, near the airport, and we're actually staying right next to channel 7, CBS 7, and we're going to do a channel scan and see how many channels we get in the Roanoke, Lynchburg, Virginia market. So I'm excited to see. Channel scan in Roanoke, Virginia. We're getting 34 channels in Roanoke, Virginia, and Antenna Point has the channels anywhere from 15 to 55 miles away. So Antenna Point, and that's all we're going to get out of this market is 34 channels. I'm going to show what channels are available. And some of these, when I was looking up on Antenna Point, some of these are as much as 55 miles away. I was really shocked. A couple of these are in complete opposite directions. And there are, so let me just do this real quick. Let's show what channels are available in this market. And this is channel 7, the CBS affiliate, which is behind our hotel. Hey, this is Richard Schneider at the start of the great race on day 8. And we've got a 1918 Peerless that's leaving the gate. We spent the night last night at the Marriott by Courtyard by the airport of Roanoke. We did a channel scan, and we were able to get 34 channels with our channel scan. And while the bulk of the stations were anywhere from about 15 to 25, 30 miles in that direction, there were really stations all around us in a 360-degree motion. And I was counting, and 34 sounds okay, but actually, I was really hoping to get some stations out of Winston-Salem, Greensboro. I think we got most of the Lynchburg stations, but there was definitely about another 12 to 15, maybe even another 20 stations that we could have gotten. But we were shooting in our hotel room, and we were going through a lot of walls, and we really were just getting the locals to Roanoke, and not any of the out-of-market stations. But it was definitely feasible that we could have gotten another 15 channels, I think. And what I preach to our customers is outdoor is always better than an indoor installation for a digital antenna, as the signals are line of sight and they don't like going through a lot of building materials. And I did exactly the opposite of what I tell people to do, is I just set this up in the room and did a channel scan. But either get these antennas outside, or in a situation like with, we're in Roanoke, when we really have stations almost in a perfect scattered all over the place in a 360-degree area. You can actually get 2 antennas in a combiner, and then aim one at, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and one at Lynchburg, Roanoke area, and you would have probably gotten, probably more than 50 or 60, maybe, 60 channels. You could also we have an antenna called a DB8e, which actually is 2 antennas with a pivot mechanism. So you can aim exactly for this situation where you can aim one cell at one market and another at a completely second market. And then there's a built-in combiner. So I'm not disappointed that much, but I think we could have gotten more with fiddling around or a different location. But definitely when you're trying for stations that are 50, 60, 70 miles away, indoor reception is really kind of verboten. Indoor reception is really good up to about, 35, 40 miles at the outside. So we accomplished that. but I would like to see, you know, more stations. So maybe if we come back here, I might bring 2 antennas and a combiner, and we'll see how many channels we can get here in the Roanoke, Lynchburg, Winston-Salem market, because there is a lot of potential here. An antenna point, if you get an antenna point, it will show you, you know, just a plethora of television stations kind of situated around here. So anyways, Richard Schneider coming to you from Roanoke, Virginia, and we're on to our next city with our trusty DB6 1966. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you. Good luck.